Inside the NBA comes your way next.
Sweep. He said it's a sweep. He said it's a sweep.
And if the Blazers won game one, they go on to sweep the Lakers. Another infamous Charles guarantee.
Hold on, wait a second, y'all. It's not a sweep, is it? It's not a sweep. Oh, my God. Okay, Chuck.
That was Chuck realizing, hey, I get to use the broom when we start inside the NBA.
All I can remember was when Mark Jackson and Oakley.
Oh yeah.
Room in Philly with y'all.
Yeah, I still hate Mark Jackson for that.
That's funny.
Inside the.
So, Charles Barkley went on to say that the Blazers will sweep the LA Lakers. I think that people have kind of been overrating the Blazers as a team, but this game was not a fluke. I don't think they're going to sweep the Lakers, obviously, and this game was impressive, but Charles Barkley was definitely overrating the Trailblazers. I still think the Lakers will win the series as much as I want the Trailblazers to win this series. But at their best, I think they can win this series. Some fans have been overrating the Blazers and saying that the Blazers are probably going to beat the Lakers easily. But it's just been one game, so we can't judge it. It's not like a fluke like the Magic game against the Bucks. The Portland Trailblazers actually match up with the LA Lakers. The Portland Trailblazers don't want to go home. The Portland Trailblazers have made the playoffs as an 8th seed, but that doesn't matter. They still want to fight. So that can the Blazers make a finals run? I mean, it's not out of question. Last year, the Blazers went to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept, obviously. But the Warriors are not there anymore. That dynasty was crazy. They aren't there, so they are not in the Portland Trailblazers' way. So it's not out of question. So in today's video, I will be answering this question. And Hoops All Day, props to you, because you might actually be right. The Blazers can beat them. But I still do think the Lakers will win this series. But in today's video, we will be seeing that the Portland Trailblazers make a finals run at their best potential. So let's get into it. So the Portland Trailblazers match up really good with the LA Lakers. They got bigs that could stop their players. They got bigs that could stop Anthony Davis. And overall, they got a good matchup for Anthony Davis. They have 3 bigs in Zach Collins, Yusuf Nurkic, and Hassan Whiteside, a reliable shot blocker, even though he is a stat padder. And the Lakers really don't have any answer for the Blazers. I mean, the Lakers don't have any point guard that can guard their duo. I mean, Draymond Green is solid, but I don't think he could guard Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum. And the KCP is also pretty good, but I don't think they could guard these players. But what I do have to note, though, is that these players actually were pretty good defensively on the Lakers. I mean, Dion Waiters was pretty good defensively. Alex Caruso got 3 steals. KCP got 3 steals. So they did play pretty good defensively. I think that the bad thing about the Lakers is their 3-point shooting. They went 15% from 3 the whole game, which is ridiculous, and only made 5 threes. 5 threes. The record for most threes in a game by one player is 13. Only 5 threes as a team is ridiculously bad. Their 3-point shooting is bad. LeBron James went crazy in this game as a triple-double. He had 23 points, 16 assists, and 17 rebounds. Yes, he passed the ball a lot of times, and he got a lot of assists, but their other players really weren't sinking their shots. This is not LeBron's fault. This is the team around him. Their players like Danny Green, KCP, and more haven't been sinking threes. And that's pretty bad. Also, you might be thinking, AD also had a good game. But 28 points and 11 rebounds isn't good when you look at how good he was in the clutch. And the second half, he only scored 8 points, which isn't that good. I made a video on Anthony Davis and what his problem is and could cost the Lakers a championship, so you guys could better check that out. So, Anthony Davis is not the best scorer in the clutch. And because of that, the Lakers also haven't been that good. Yes, a little bit of fault should go to LeBron James, but their supporting cast haven't been making threes. Even LeBron James wasn't making threes as he was 1 for 5. So obviously a little bit of blame should go to LeBron James. But LeBron James had a great game. They're actually like the worst 3-point shooting team in the NBA this season. The Los Angeles Lakers. So that's another thing we should be talking about. I think at their Portland Trailblazers' best, I think they could actually upset the Lakers. That does not mean I think the Lakers won't be able to beat the Trailblazers. I just think that at the Trailblazers' best, they could actually beat the Lakers. This game, they only went 60% of their potential actually. And the Lakers just weren't playing that good. But I think playoff LeBron can make the Lakers win. But at the Portland Trailblazers' best, I have them moving on. In the second round is where they fall. Against the Houston Rockets, they have no match for them. On the defensive side of the ball, you could say they improved, but that's only in the interior. They still are trash in the perimeter, and the Rockets have really good spacing and ball movement. It will be very hard for the Blazers to beat this team. So I got the Rockets winning in 6 games. And that's the end of the Blazers run. I think the Blazers will lose this because their perimeter defense is still trash. Russell Westbrook will be guarded by Damian Lillard, and James Harden will be guarded by CJ McCollum. Maybe a big may guard Russell Westbrook, but he will still dominate. They don't have as good perimeter defense to match up for the Rockets. The Rockets are just going to be deadly offensively against them. PJ Tucker will get wide open shots. Their 3-point shooters are going to get wide open shots. And Russell Westbrook will just kick it out to a shooter like PJ Tucker. And James Harden is going to make many great plays and isolation points. In my opinion, I think at the Trailblazers' best potential, I think they'll get eliminated in the second round. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and peace out.